if I revealed to you that the sole path to victory lies in ceasing to play? What if I shared with you that the control you've been fixating on, losing sleep over, was never truly real from the start? You were conditioned to grasp tightly, to pursue perfection amid chaos. Yet they never taught you that the harder you cling, the quicker everything slips away. You're not exhausted because life is tough. You're weary from carrying the dead weight of people, expectations, and outcomes all beyond your grasp. So here's your wake-up call. Control is the cage, but detachment is your weapon. The instant you release the need for outcomes, you begin to move with quiet dominance. No anxiety, no over-explaining, no obsession, only presence, precision, and power. That's what we practice here at Anonymous Achiever. We don't chase approval or beg for peace. We forge psychological distance, eliminate noise, and train to become unshakable. If you seek power, stop reacting and start observing. Stop clinging and begin letting go. The fewer things that possess your mind, the more formidable you become. Comment this now: I hold nothing and nothing holds me. Let others run in circles, screaming for control, while you rest in silence, watching, waiting, poised to act when the moment is right. Welcome to the void. Let's begin. Number 1. The illusion of control is the most perilous deception you've ever bought into, and it's not merely a lie, it's a trap. Each time you try to force an outcome, persuade a person, or shape a future, you quietly surrender pieces of yourself. Slowly, you become enslaved to everything external. The weather shifts and your mood plummets. Someone disrespects you and your day crumbles. A plan fails and you break alongside it. That's not power, it's dependency. The Stoics grasped this truth 2,000 years ago. Epictetus declared, "There is only one route to happiness. Cease worrying about what lies beyond your control." But this isn't just about happiness, it's about domination. You cannot command your mind if circumstances hijack it. You cannot grow if you're emotionally tethered to the unpredictable. Detachment isn't apathy, it's clarity. When you stop demanding that life obey you, you gain control over the only thing that ever mattered: your response. Most people are puppets, their strings pulled by unread messages, weather forecasts, or failed plans. But when you cut those strings, when you detach from the illusion, you enter a new realm, calm, uninvested, calculated. You observe the storm without being swept into it. Comment this: my control begins where the illusion ends. That's where true power takes root. In the silence, in the stillness, in the absolute rejection of everything you thought you needed. Let others chase, you choose. Number 2, the self is the only domain that matters. The true battlefield isn't your job, your relationships, your past, or the world. It's your mind. Everything else is borrowed territory, fleeting and unstable. The only real estate you'll ever truly own is yourself. Yet most people spend their lives trying to control what's out there instead of mastering what's within. They rage when others don't act as they wish, spiral when plans collapse, and shatter when someone walks away. Why? Because they never fortified the fortress inside. If your peace hinges on another's behavior, you're not free. If your stability depends on circumstances aligning, you're not strong, you're fragile. The Stoic doesn't demand a perfect world, he prepares for an imperfect one. He turns inward, not to flee, but to strengthen. Discipline, stillness, precision. No one can touch a person who governs themselves. No one can manipulate a mind that needs nothing. Your thoughts are yours, your reactions are yours, your silence is a weapon. That's the edge. Most people are predictable because they're reactive. But when you master your domain, you become unreadable. And that is power. Don't control the world. Control yourself, ruthlessly. Comment this: I am my only territory, all else is noise. Build your fortress and burn the rest. Number 3, mental control is the fortress within. Picture your mind as a stronghold, cold, silent, impenetrable. Now ask, how many back doors have you left open? How many people hold the keys? How many emotions slip in uninvited? Most don't protect their minds. They decorate them with opinions, expectations, and noise, then wonder why they collapse under pressure. Here's the truth. If your thoughts aren't under your command, someone else is steering your life. Mental control isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending to feel nothing. It's about discipline. The ability to choose which thoughts thrive and which perish. That's what makes a mind powerful. Not its sensitivity, but its sovereignty. An undisciplined mind is its own enemy. It overthinks, reacts, spirals, and clings to what's gone. But a disciplined mind waits, watches, and acts. Never rushed, never panicked. When disrespect comes, the fortress holds. When chaos strikes, the gates stay shut. You observe, calculate, and, when needed, strike. Not from emotion, but from position. This is the essence of psychological dominance. Most broadcast their emotions like flares. You turn yours into shadows. Your calm confuses. Your silence intimidates. The less you reveal, the more control you wield. Don't be loud. Be loaded. Every thought must be filtered. Every reaction deliberate. Nothing enters without your consent. That's the standard. If a thought weakens you, eliminate it. If a person drains you, cut access. If a reaction costs control, shut it down. You don't owe the world openness. You owe yourself sovereignty. Comment this: my mind is a locked gate. Nothing enters without my command. Don't just live behind walls, become the walls. You are the fortress. Number 4, the power of not reacting is profound. The moment you react, you lose. Consider this: every time you flinch, lash out, argue, beg, explain, or chase, you surrender your control. Reaction is submission. Most people are emotional landmines. Say the wrong thing and they erupt. Ignore them and they implode. That's not power, it's programming. Press the right button and they perform predictably, manipulable, weak. But the one who doesn't react, who observes in silence, calculates in real time, and speaks only when strategic, that person is terrifying. They're unreadable, untriggerable, uncontrollable. In this world, self-control is power over others. When someone disrespects you, you don't flinch. When plans unravel, you don't panic. When provoked, you offer nothing. That silence, that unreadability, isn't passive, it's tactical. Not reacting doesn't signal weakness, it signals command. You don't play defense, you study the field, track patterns, and move surgically. Most act from discomfort. You act when the time is right. When you move with intention, you shape the outcome, even if others think they're pulling the strings. Reaction is a leash. Detachment cuts it. You cease being the puppet and become the puppeteer. This isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about owning them, directing them, weaponizing them. The first step is mastering the pause, the space between stimulus and action. That's where dominance is forged. Say less, show less, feel everything, reveal nothing. Comment this: my pause is my power. Don't let them pull you into chaos. Make them wonder why their fire can't touch your ice. That's the power of not reacting. That's what makes you untouchable. Number 5, strategic detachment is emotionless efficiency. Detachment isn't fleeing or indifference, it's efficiency, strategic, cold, and clean. You don't detach because you don't care. You detach because you do, but you refuse to let that care become a vulnerability. Uncontrolled emotion is the costliest currency, and those who drain you know it. They crave your attention, your reaction, your energy, wanting you to invest in what you can't control. So you break while they stay in command. But when you pull back, everything shifts. Detachment is the art of clean cuts, no bleeding, no begging, no explanations. You don't argue, you observe. You don't prove, you perform. You don't cling, you correct. When something no longer serves your purpose or meets your standard, you don't fight it, you remove it. That's not cruelty, it's clarity. Strategic detachment means choosing where your energy flows and where it doesn't. You're no longer dragged into emotional black holes, you orbit only your mission. Most burn out trying to fix what's broken by design. You step back, zoom out, let it collapse without flinching. Why? Because you know what they don't. Letting go is power. You never attach to what you can't walk away from, not from fear, but from discipline. You stay connected but not dependent, involved but not consumed, aware but emotionally unbound. That's efficiency. That's what makes you swift when others freeze, precise when others drown. Most feel everything constantly, making them easy to manipulate. You learn to feel without flinching, detach without collapsing, walk away without bleeding. Comment this: I walk light, I cut sharp. This is emotional minimalism, tactical indifference. You don't own what owns you. Detach. Not later, now. Number 6, dominance through absence is a subtle art. Most think power is noise, being loud, seen, everywhere. But true power moves differently. It disappears. You don't dominate by being constantly available. You dominate by becoming scarce. In a world addicted to attention, withdrawing yours makes you untouchable. When you step away, Mentally, emotionally, or physically, you disrupt their rhythm. People expect reactions, energy exchanges. When you stop giving, they're forced to face themselves, and most aren't ready. Silence creates space, and in that space, fear grows. They wonder, why did he vanish? Did I push too far? Is he done? Is he plotting? The truth doesn't matter. The uncertainty does the work. That's the weapon. You don't need to fight or explain, you simply vanish strategically. Your absence becomes a mirror, and what they see often terrifies them. You're no longer reacting, explaining, defending, or chasing. You've left the game, leaving them playing alone. Here's the secret. When you stop showing up, you stop being controlled. When you stop speaking, they lose their map. They relied on your presence to feel powerful, so your absence strips their advantage. This isn't pettiness, it's positioning, and positioning wins wars. Those who chase lose leverage, those who overexpose get used. But the one who disappears, unrateable, unbothered, unmoved, operates at a higher level. Your silence becomes a storm they didn't anticipate. That tension, that uncertainty is designed. Power doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it simply leaves. Comment this. My silence rewrites the room. You're a presence that unsettles, even in absence. You don't argue, explain, or chase. You study, adapt, choose, and when necessary, vanish completely, quietly, permanently. That's not running, it's mastery. Learn to walk away without looking back, not from coldness, but from control. True dominance is the shadow they can't stop thinking about. Number 7, the unreadable mind is your greatest asset. If they can read you, they can reach you. If they can reach you, they can control you. Your mind must become a locked vault. No windows, no leaks, no signals. In a world that overshares, overreacts, and overexposes, silence is not just rare, it's lethal. To be respected, be unreadable. Your emotions are your fingerprints, your reactions your trail, your vulnerability the blueprint they use to dismantle you. But when you strip that away, what remains? A ghost, a question mark, a mind they can't map. That's when you start winning before you even act. Most reveal too much, in words, tone, body language. They expose insecurities with nervous laughs, jealousy with subtle jabs, desperation with endless texts. But you show nothing, not because you don't feel, but because your feelings serve you, not the world. Your thoughts stay yours, your motives hidden. You don't speak to be understood, you speak to move the board. You smile when it serves the mission, speak when silence costs more than precision, and let them guess. Let them misread, underestimate, or fabricate their own story. You don't correct or defend, you watch, adapt, and weaponize their assumptions. This is mental warfare. You don't attack, you let their imagination do the work. When you act, they never see it coming because they never understood you. Comment this. They won't read what I never wrote. To be a mystery, stop narrating your moves. For psychological freedom, stop performing for those unqualified to know your mind. Power comes from silence, from watching without needing to be seen, from knowing without needing to prove. To be untouchable, start by being unreadable. Number 8, the untouchable state is the pinnacle. It's beyond silence, detachment, or discipline, a realm few reach, not because they can't, but because they won't release what keeps them soft. Approval, validation, emotional comfort. To be untouchable, understand this. You cannot be owned by what you've killed within. You must eliminate your need to be understood, your impulse to explain, your desperation to be seen, loved, or justified. That's the surgery. Painful, precise, permanent. What remains is steel, not the kind that bends, but the kind that creates pressure by existing. The untouchable state isn't coldness, it's indifference to anything that doesn't serve your mind, your code, your mission. You're not immune to pain, you just refuse to let it drive. You're not a robot, you're a weaponized human, sharpened by solitude, calibrated by conflict. In this state, you don't flinch. People leave, you stay steady. Betrayal comes, you adjust your perimeter. Insults, disrespect, underestimation, you respond with silence so deep it echoes. Why? Because reaction is leverage, and you don't give it away. They want your mind, make them earn it. They want your attention, show them its cost. In the untouchable state, others can't trigger you, they only expose themselves. You shift from being influenced to being the influence, from reactive to radically in command. You don't stop feeling, you train to feel without leaking. They can't read or provoke you, and when you speak, every word lands with precision, backed by a reputation of silence and power. The Stoics called it apatheia, a mind undisturbed. Society calls it emotionally unavailable. I call it dangerous, because the one who needs nothing cannot be broken. You're the calm in chaos, the fixed point in a spinning world, the ghost they can't grasp but can't forget. Comment this. My peace is not a negotiation. Say it, believe it. Because in the untouchable state, you don't compromise to be liked, lower your volume, or follow. You lead in silence. Your emotions no longer control you. Your past no longer defines you. You've conquered the only battlefield that matters, yourself. This is the final piece. Everything before was preparation. Now we move from understanding to execution, from knowing to becoming. You've seen what detachment looks like, how silence holds more power than noise, what it means to be unreadable, unreactive, untouchable. But knowledge without action is dead weight. Your next move is to master yourself. Not someday, not when it's convenient, but now. No more emotional leakage, no more chasing those who don't value your time, no more trying to control what was never yours. Pull back, tighten your perimeter, guard your energy like a kingdom. It is. From this day, nothing passes the gates unless you permit it. Look around. Most live in mental chaos, their emotions flammable, their identities fragile. They panic when ignored, unravel when challenged, but you don't move like that anymore. Your identity comes from within. You're not here to impress. You're here to build something indestructible. A mind so calm, so calculated, so disciplined that the world bends around it. Mastery isn't control over others, it's total sovereignty over yourself. So choose, will you keep reacting like the rest, or will you vanish, evolve, and reemerge untouchable? Comment this one last time. I am untouchable because I choose myself. Say it loud, let it brand your mind, because this isn't just a phrase, it's your new code. You don't just want peace, you become it. You don't just want power, you command it. Without noise, without show, without compromise. Every move you make should stem from control, not craving. Every silence should carry weight. Every retreat should be strategic. You're not here to be understood. You're here to be unshakable. If you've reached this point, you're not average. Most turned away at discomfort. You stayed, absorbed, and are already becoming what they fear. Calm, calculated, complete. Seal it, like the video, subscribe if you haven't, turn on notifications so every weaponized idea we drop finds you ready. This is Anonymous Achiever. We don't motivate, we arm the mind. Welcome to the new standard. From now on, let them wonder why nothing breaks you. What are your views on this? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I will personally read all of your comments. And if you seriously want to level up in life, don't forget to show some love by hitting the like and subscribe button. Stay strong. Until next time.